Are the Mings really siblings, or did one of them get picked up along the way? You might want to sit down for this.
Oi, sit down lah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of You Might Want to Sit Down for This. We've got some familiar faces.
Yes.
Ish.
You're here all the
What
time.
a refreshing anchor today.
Yeah. Who am I?
Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Soph.
Wow.
Hi, Soph.
I see.
I'm Ming Yu.
I am Ming Han.
I'm Ming Li.
Oh, and that should give enough of a hint.
This is a surprise. This is the first time Ming Li has been on the podcast with us.
Yeah, we don't usually reveal her in public because of safety
People,
reasons.
people, number one, we were just saying this before we started rolling. People, number one, don't even realize that Ming and I are brothers.
Which is at this point.
At this point, it's like, what you're doing, you know? And then secondly, a lot of people don't know that we actually have another sibling
Yeah.
who's Ming Li.
I have a thought.
You have to put the mic in your mouth when you
Oh,
talk.
sorry.
Oh my God, the
I
fight
have a
has
thought.
started.
On the count of 3,
Okay.
turn to the camera and give your facial expression the first time you guys heard the question. Hey, you guys are brothers? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
To the Spotify listeners, they
You
all look
really
puzzled.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Did you know that Ming Li is actually number 4?
Whoa,
Yeah.
why would you start so dark?
Okay,
No, but-
so we put it there.
Crazy.
No,
Stay
tuned.
tuned.
No, I just realized. Yeah. Actually, you want to talk about siblings? I remember there was a time where my mom had to go to hospital before Ming Li appeared, and it was just Ming Yu and I at home with our aunties. And then she came back, and I'm like, "Oh, why do you go?" And at that time, she was like, "I just went to hospital." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
But
That's-
today,
But today we know why. Today
it's
we
crazy.
know why.
It's crazy you start the podcast like that.
I know it's only uphill from here at this point.
Well, if you guys are wondering,
But we're happy Ming Li's here.
if you
Yay!
guys
Great
are
to be
wondering,
alive.
today's episode is going to be get to know the Mings on a level that has never been ventured into.
It's a very sweeping statement.
Because we also have the third Ming here, or the fourth Ming, depending on how you look at it.
Oh,
This episode is going to be facilitated
God.
by the one and only lovely Sophia.
Welcoming her into the siblings-in-law.
oh yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
Oh.
She is.
Oh.
Are you worried
And
about what today is
Molly.
going to be going to be happen?
I'm excited
Okay,
Oh.
that makes one of
on
us.
the conversations that we'll
crying.
unpack today. I
Oh,
hope there will be
dear.
some tears,
Okay.
Oh.
some laughs,
Oh.
some screaming.
Okay.
Who knows?
I don't
Who knows?
That's me every
Take
day.
us on a journey. The
Oh.
SibMings.
What?
Why wasn't there a consent form to sign before
I just
this?
show
Okay,
up for
I guess the
episodes.
first thing that will be interesting to know, if you guys were not siblings, do you think you'd be friends?
Mingyu, someone asked us this question before, and my answer was no. Because I just don't think.
It's a good
No,
start.
okay, so I don't think the two of them will want to be friends with me. I
Hola,
think
we will,
really.
To
Why?
be fair,
No.
it's
Have
hard
you
to-
seen Black Slate? Most of the people also like us are all a bit whack one.
I mean, I think Mingyu will look at me and he'll go home and tell you, Mingyu's a bit weird.
I probably will.
And then Minghan just wouldn't keep it in his calendar to like meet up and stuff.
No.
That's my thought.
I think by default, I don't have many friends naturally who are like that big of an age gap from me.
That's true.
I don't have many friends who are 7 years apart from me. Even 3 years apart is quite questionable already at this point. Like naturally occurring lah. Like
yeah.
because I usually hang out like with my classmates from high school who are all my year, all my unimates who are all my year, and only if I got to know you under a certain circumstance, then you'll be friends ah. But naturally,
Okay.
I
I
don't
think that's
know.
how friends work.
But I usually hang out with older people.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
true. And also, like, I just don't think there will be
Yeah,
a premises
really.
in which I would meet him.
Yeah, I
I
don't think
would
I'm.
feel.
I don't think if it naturally occurring,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be. Let's just be frank. My interests do not interloop at all.
I feel like
I think
you
your
have the
friend
most young
groups,
friends though.
Yeah,
I mean
they are
now
either
because
young,
of now.
Now
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of the team.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
it's
But if
true,
you're
it's
thinking
true.
like if I didn't have siblings and I didn't have this team,
Ah.
I
Okay.
won't naturally like meet people who are younger. I'll just hang out with my friends.
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Like that lah. Not because of personality, just because of age. Like the difference
I
of
don't
age.
think this was this an age thing? Because
not really.
it's personality.
I guess it's just yeah.
Some
Based on-
context, I'm 7 years apart from Minghan
yeah.
and 4 years apart from
Yeah.
you.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think
I'm a baby.
I think Ming Yu wouldn't want to be friends with us.
It's true.
He's just really
I think
judgmental.
so too.
I really am.
Like he goes to places and calls it, wow, this place damn ulu.
Uh.
I don't think I want to stay here.
I don't know. Maybe when I was younger. No lah. I feel like I would still make friends with everybody.
Okay.
Whether I close to you all different story lah.
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
You will invite
Okay.
us over
So
once and then we won't see you again.
Acquaintances probably.
Mm.
In my older
probably.
years, depending on how they're like, I'll probably hang out with them still.
Dang. Okay, that's nice.
That's nice to know.
Okay, well, that's a great start.
Oh my goodness.
Would you guys hang out with me if I wasn't your sister?
Yeah. Church friends are.
Yeah lah.
Where would I-
I was thinking along the lines also
Church friends are.
of that.
Church friends.
I'll be more of a hi-bye friend, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you work with us, then I guess. Yeah. Okay.
It'll be whack lah. Just,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice to know
Okay.
how close you all are.
I'm a very open door. I have all kinds of
It's
friends.
true. Minghan's a wildcard sometimes.
So I can make friends even no matter who you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But would you regard yourselves having like a good friendship now?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
We've got a very active WhatsApp group chat. Like very active. We have
Gotta
a
look
very
over it.
active WhatsApp group chat and we have a very active Instagram group that we send shit to each other. It's a lot.
Cannot.
For his Ming
It's
Ming really
bad.
send the most shit.
That's true.
He sends more. It's
I-
bad. The stuff he sends is not on my elbow. Honestly.
I don't
It's so
think,
bad.
I honestly don't think we are conventional friends. I think
Mm.
if friends do not have this relationship where it's low maintenance, no expectations, I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't think we have a conventional friendship because we are siblings. But I also don't think we have any limits as to what we can talk about or share. Because Ming Li gives us pregnancy scares every month.
Okay, hold on.
So,
on.
like,
I don't. I feel this
like-
is self-inflicted.
Yeah, it's
Just
like
thank
me.
you.
Every time Ming Li says something, she's
Yes,
like,
I-
guys,
pregnancy scare.
Ming is always like, are you pregnant?
Yeah, like I haven't got. So I text in a way that's like I don't do paragraphs. I do sentence by
She's like
sentence.
Caleb.
You do
Parable.
two
So I'm
words
so
by two
sorry.
words.
I do 2 words by 2 words to just evict the vibe. You know.
So you type what? Hello, I'm.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She was saying shit like that.
No,
I know.
so I'll be like, so sometimes I'll start a conversation, so.
Yeah,
And before
she
I
always starts
type
with
out
so.
the next bit, he was like, pregnant? And I'm just like, no, I just wanted to ask who's got a hammer. But like,
It happens very
because
often.
you asked that, and I just had a feeling this was going to come up today.
100%.
The more you say this, the more I'm just not going to tell you I have a kid when I do have a kid.
Oh my God.
Honestly,
I think when you have a
That's
kid, we'll know you're
terrible.
going to have a kid.
Okay.
I
Look,
We will
at this point,
know.
I'm planning
Oh.
to not
Wait.
tell you. when I
See, you see? This is what we see.
If my friend was talking to me like this, I'm blocking that piece of
Yeah,
shit.
you see? Like, case in point.
Thanks for the live preview.
Yeah, that's the
But
case in point.
also, I gotta say, it's a privilege of its kind to be in this space where I can actually use this to scare both of them.
So if you really wanted to answer, I don't think our siblings chat is like a normal group chat.
No,
for
it's
friends.
not. It's really not.
Really not. It's like bound by what we talking about most of the time. It's disjointed. Is like if you need something at that point, you're talking about it. If you're complaining about our parents, we're talking it there. And
Yeah.
Oh, go man.
if something is,
Yeah.
if we don't know, most of the time we don't know what's going to happen in our home. Like the appliance is breaking down, or we need a piece of food. It's in that group.
Yeah, it's true.
food.
Yeah,
Piece of food.
piece of
Like
food.
mainly, I said, anyone got eggs? I'm like,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I need 3. I'm like, okay, that's the siblings group.
The
chat.
last one was the butter chat. I mean,
Yeah.
just ordering butter from Suyen.
Oh, that's the best chat.
Yeah, that was the best one.
We don't have that kind of group chat because I'm in my Suyen's family's group chat. And it's
Yeah.
such an updated group chat where they're
Updated.
announcing things about their lives.
Oh,
Like,
Oh,
come
that's
back.
nice.
That's not
Come
really
backstage
stage for
yeah, it's
for Papa.
yeah, but there's not really a conversation, you know. It's like someone puts out a notice board and then people respond.
So like how dad writes an email to us every time.
Yeah, and everyone, and all we do is like, wow, amazing.
React. And just
Yeah.
Actually, okay.
It's like Facebook.
I think my
Yeah, I
family
was gonna
chat
ask
is
you,
similar.
what's your sibling chat like?
Yeah.
Because I know you text your sisters quite regularly as well.
I don't think as regularly as you
Us?
guys.
Yeah, I thought quite
Check
a
what
lot.
our last chat is.
It was
Like,
it
sorry.
was just now asking what floor to come up on.
Okay, no, so, wait.
Yeah. But I guess, was it always like this actually?
Okay, so now we go back to the past.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Like back
what
then
you-
versus.
Oh, last chat is about bringing yeah.
That's crazy.
Sorry.
Oh,
Okay,
my bad.
Was
I
it
don't
always
know
like this?
if you want.
I think like with the rise of technology, probably because when I was in England, the family chat became more active. I mean, like that was the birth of like WhatsApp group chats.
We didn't really use it before that.
Did you have a family chat when you were in
Like,
England?
like
Somewhat.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
I would text mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
okay.
then like Ming Han.
Dad really didn't set up the family group chat yet.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
actually,
yeah,
last
yeah.
time is MSN. Did you all chat with each other?
No.
No.
No, I
Because we
wasn't
stay at
allowed
one
to have
computer.
MSN.
Yeah, we-
It's
Yeah,
true.
that's
If he was on
Talk to
MSN,
each
I'm not on
other.
MSN.
I'm not that
a bit offline.
We didn't have anything
You
else.
just send delayed nudges. yeah.
I just shout to the next room.
Yeah, Mingli. Oh, yeah.
Or Mingli would shout at me.
Yeah, so
go
then
get
how was the
water.
communication like?
We
Or
used
like
to
the
fight a lot.
frequency? Oh,
We used to, I mean,
Let's hear
we
it.
used to fight a lot.
Okay.
Mingli and I fought so much
Actually,
when
Mingli
we
and
were
Mingli
younger.
fought a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know what is up with that, but
Okay.
they just didn't like the look of each other's face.
Okay, hold on.
The-
You-
okay, I think that's quite
wait.
normal.
Yeah.
Because like
It's like normal.
That's
no,
quite
because I
normal.
would like growing up, I would fight with my second sister the most as
Okay,
well,
yeah,
and then
that's
my elder sister would just be
Watching.
hovering.
yeah.
Hovering.
Me, I always
Just
can't do his own
referee.
thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
to like from my POV, Mingan wasn't around during certain times where we would fight a lot because he would is either at tuition or at school because he had afternoon school. And the way that
That's
Mingan would pick a
true.
fight was like he would take us to my parents' room
What?
and then like he would say get on the bed and then
And we just start wrestling.
and just like he. So you need to understand, Mingyu went for wushu classes at one point and also taekwondo, the both of them. And Mingyu would try out his moves. And he'll just
This
is so-
That's wild.
This is domestic
Can you,
assault.
can you also imagine after that he'll say, go give me water.
Yeah.
So
Wait. So for you, you're just like okay. Then you get on the
Okay.
bed. And
I
then,
just want to say, I must have beaten her real bad because the timeline is completely whack.
yeah.
Like when I learned wushu or taekwondo, Megan wasn't in afternoon school already.
It's the black.
no,
That
it
must be me.
That must have been how
It's
bad
the-
I beat her
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
It's
It
the
blacked
head trauma. Okay.
was.
It's the head trauma with you.
Yeah.
So that was my childhood.
I was the kind of, I mean, but it's all emulation. Like I would go into her room because she had her own room.
Yeah.
I'll go into her room when she's like reading or like sleeping or like doing her own stuff, and I'll just turn on the light in the afternoon and
Oh,
off
I
the fan.
hated it.
and you just boof.
Oh,
No.
Like punch her in the face.
No, I mean you like to fart at people last time.
Oh.
So he would
Oh.
go
You are
in,
that brother.
My
and then he'd go
Yeah,
up to
yeah.
people and go, "Pfft," and then he'll go out, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
interaction.
Okay, I
for
just
the
had a
afternoon.
memory unlock. So,
Oh shit!
so,
Careful.
so last time in our first house together, like everybody,
Make it sound like
we
we
had
got a lot of houses.
no,
Just
sorry,
our
we don't.
childhood
Our
home.
childhood home, we had a conjoining bathroom, right?
Ah.
So
shit.
because they shared a room and then I had my own room, I would lock the bathroom door.
Mm.
What Mingyu would do, he'll take a 20 cent and somehow
open the
manage to open the door with the 20 cent.
Like why do you?
Come into my room, shout, fart, and then leave. And then he'll come back. He'll come back and turn off the fan.
Yeah,
So at which
Sorry, this is a
point did
bit-
the pummeling started? Like,
it's hard to pinpoint.
You know what? I
it's-
actually
We are running
remember
with
the instances.
It's sporadic. Like,
I
last week.
actually do remember the instances because my parents had a very they had a master bedroom and they had a very big king size bed, which like a wooden frame and anything. And Ming Yu would invite Ming Li to go, hey, stand on the bed.
Yeah, let's go.
It's time for a beating. You know?
Yeah.
And it's
Okay, you
like,
wouldn't say it like that, but like
I don't understand why Ming Li agreed to it, but I would watch from outside and I'm like,
You
wow,
just,
this
like,
is
it's a-
happening.
Yeah, it's a smackdown. lah.
it's a smackdown.
I'm like,
It's bad.
okay,
Yeah.
that's nice to know. And I'll just leave them there.
so these are so physical fights, huh?
Well,
Not
Also-
like full on
okay
lah.
lah.
Not full on.
you can't call it a
Yeah.
fight if it's one way.
Yeah.
So I don't think Ming Li was retaliating at all.
I would
It's
really
true.
try. And then Mingyu would be like, this one you don't beat. This one, I don't know.
I don't know.
The look on Saul's face is like,
This one you
Like,
don't
she'll be
what?
scared.
Like you would say, like I would try to throw a punch
Yeah.
and then you would catch it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you'd be like, you're so lame. Like you don't beat people like this. And then you would try to teach
just
me.
exposing.
You would try to teach me how to beat you back, but then you will always have the upper hand. So I never really learned anything.
Drinking some water now.
You want to be a good student.
Okay.
sorry.
Ming, you
But-
went through a few personality changes. I can safely say
Oh.
through our childhood. Yeah,
But like on average, what do you guys fight about?
I don't know what they're fighting about most of the
I
time.
mean, it just depends on which age.
Yeah.
For both of us, it's like I would nag her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just like I would always want to tell her like, oh, you should do this better or do this. It's just like youngest and middle child things, I guess.
Mm.
And then sometimes we just fight for nothing. Like
It's true.
literally
It's true.
about nothing.
it's true.
Yeah.
Do you
Then
feel like that has simmered out a lot?
Oh yeah, we don't fight anymore.
no,
Like, I think we're
We
quite close.
pakat.
Yeah.
We pakat
We're
on a lot
close.
of things.
Like we talk about a lot. We talk
Nonsense.
about a lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
usually when got no kids, got more time to talk.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
true.
It's true.
So,
It's
you know,
true.
It's true.
That's fair.
I talk to the wall.
So
most
it
of the
won't,
time.
Wow.
it won't be long now.
Okay.
Before, I won't be talking to Ming Li soon.
Okay. You don't know that.
But speaking of parents,
Yeah.
I guess like this is something I think we talked about recently as well, because I also have two siblings, and then we talk about like parents who like, you know, think they do the same practices at home, and then
Oh.
they're like, oh, the way I parent my child is the same, da da da. But I do believe also that every child experiences their parents
Yeah,
differently.
yeah.
Do you think it's
Yeah.
the same for you guys?
100%.
Having
Oh.
kids of my own now, 100%.
Mm.
100%. Like, we used to have a thing where we told my mom last time, wow, I like how we turned out. Can you just raise our kids so you make
That's
a
what I
copy
said
of
to
us?
my mom, yeah.
Right? But now, really looking at it, I think we all have our own interpretations of what that means.
Yeah.
Because I like going through two kids, none of us went through the same upbringing. Maybe Mingyu and I went through the more similar upbringing. The minute Ming Li hit the earth, my dad changed. So
Yeah.
she got whooped once. That was it.
One time.
I got whooped until I was 18. And I had to ask for
Really?
permission to use the internet until I was like 20. So that, yeah, it's and I only get to use 20 minutes a day, by the way. 30 minutes a day. Yeah,
Vivian and Jolene gasping.
yeah,
behind.
it's for real.
20?
My dad turned a new leaf when he realized that he couldn't beat Ming Li because the minute he beat her, her skin bruised like mad.
Yeah.
And it looked like she was under complete domestic abuse when she went to school.
When actually it was just one smack.
It was just one
Just
smack.
one smack.
On his
You know?
on his part, it was just really one
Yeah,
smack.
so we definitely didn't grow up under the same upbringing.
No.
100%.
Yeah.
My God.
What are some things that you feel are quite different?
The beating.
It's like same but different. Oh yeah,
The beating.
Okay.
The discipline, the strictness and the beating, I think is true. What they say about like parents having multiple children. By the last one, the energy
Who
levels
cares?
like
Just
they're
do
like
what you want
whatever,
to,
lah,
man.
whatever.
Like,
Definitely
Ming Li,
like
Oh my
the curfews for us coming back. Like if you
Wow.
kind of draw a chart and look at curfews at 18 years old, 19 years old, 20
Oh
years
my
old.
word.
He had to come back like before 10. I could come back like 10:30. This girl came back at 12, man. And we were like,
Okay.
we were standing at the door.
And
with two
it's
people,
like
man.
my parents will be waiting for me, you know.
Yeah.
Oh.
My parents give up by 12. She's not back already. I
They
guess
sleep.
we
They
gotta.
are, they are waiting in bed. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
like,
It's
then-
like I
So-
guess you gotta
Then they
report
So
police.
we were the
Yeah.
ones who'd be like, Ming Li, like, what time you coming back? And then she'll come back like 12 and we'll be standing there like, what the hell? Like,
no.
where you?
That's so
it's
interesting
not
because
like
for me it was reversed. Like
Oh.
my eldest
Aw.
sister
Got
had
a lot
more
of freedom.
freedom. The middle one actually
Yeah.
just as much.
So-
and then with me it's like you don't go to the malls until you're like
Is it because
in
you're the
college.
prettiest?
Oh.
no,
Oh.
okay, you can't say
Sorry.
that.
So yours is the what it's called like it's like you're the princess of the family. I'm the guinea pig syndrome.
Oh.
So I am the testing ground, and then it got more lenient towards the end, where yours is like, oh, girl, protect the small
yeah
girl.
lah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
You're
but-
the cutest.
In my
Yes,
my
what you want to defend yourself with
in my
Ming Li?
defense, I was also like, it was so lenient to the point mom and dad just did whatever with me, in the sense of like, they
Yeah.
threw me into Chinese school and then
Yeah.
they threw me into homeschooling.
Yeah.
And then by the time, like during my teenage years, I was mostly on my own because everyone was like,
Doing your own thing.
like doing their own thing,
Yeah.
taking care of grandparents.
Oh,
You
yeah,
in the
yeah.
UK,
I was
you
in
were
England,
like
yeah.
in college last year.
I never went anywhere, man.
Yeah, I mean, but you also were out for like most of the
He
day.
was
He'll come
helping.
back.
Remember the cheerleaders?
Yeah.
He was helping the cheerleaders.
Real part of my life.
Oh my word. Yeah, so I was pretty much on
Don't
my
know how I
own
got there, but I did, you know.
because
Damn.
he was out.
Do I know how to cheerlead? No. But I did.
So you felt like you were kind of alone?
So that's why I
The-
had more
yeah.
computer time.
You definitely did.
Mainly, you had basically free access to the computer.
I really did.
Yeah.
And
That's so nice.
I
She
should
got really good at drawing on the
Yeah.
early versions of
really
the tablets.
nothing to do.
Yeah.
have
She's really
it.
good.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, yeah.
I remember
No, she won it.
every
Oh, yeah,
year
yeah.
we'd be talking about, does Ming Li need a new tablet this year? I'm like, wow. No, it was always a conversation like, wow, that tablet really good. That tablet really good.
Yeah.
And you had
She won
the
her
access
first one
to do it.
anyway.
Yeah. So
She was
different.
really talented.
I had to
yeah.
build my Maple Story character brick by brick. 20 minutes at a time every
Actually,
day.
same also.
Yeah,
was
it's
this?
a
How
hard.
was
Yeah,
this?
and my good friend was level 70. I'm still level 30. That's the kind of brick by brick I'm talking about.
I'm still waiting for the internet to connect.
Oh my god,
The dial up.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
it's quite interesting. I feel like I think on the broader spectrum, our parents did quite a good job treating us. There wasn't a vast difference lah. I would say I think there were differences in the way that we were reprimanded or disciplined, but I feel overall it was quite consistent in the way that we were brought up. We had a very like strict, well kept and like almost prison like structure. Mingha and I, when we were in primary school, because my dad printed out Excel sheets. And he
Oh, I
took us to
remember
the
this.
stationery shop and he let us choose our own binder folders. And then he printed out sheets. And every day when we come back home, we would take a sheet and fill in what we did at each minute of the day. So that was our childhood. And we all had to do it, even Mingli later on. But after a while, the system kind of shut down.
I don't remember doing this.
So
actually.
like you all
independent.
write it down and then he reviews
At the end of
it.
the day, yes.
Yeah.
And we had to be accountable for every minute of every day. So when you shower, when you eat, when you sleep, take a nap, study, homework. Study and homework is two different things, by the way.
Yeah.
Did I know the concept of time when this was
You
introduced to me?
didn't really lah. You were so small, so you were
I don't
fine.
think you
Yeah.
ever had a. I don't think you
I
ever had a
have no
binder.
memory of this.
You
yeah,
didn't,
no.
Didn't.
We
but
did.
We did, and we had. I remember writing in.
I remember the
1:30,
table.
2 o'clock, 2:30.
Yeah.
Every single cell. Why are you doing this? Why you only study 1 hour? Why didn't you study at this point?
Oh.
And
Wow,
and
that's
if
wild.
we didn't, my dad also showed up. If we didn't and I didn't, after dinner we sat at the dining table until 9 or 10 and did the studies.
I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
And
So
then I
that
had to
was
do my
my-
times table on the stairs. Every time I got correct, then I can take one step up.
Huh?
For real.
No.
To go to
No,
sleep.
for real.
Like you're just standing on the stairs and then
I
doing
can stand or
pancake.
sit lah,
Or
but
sit
I
lah.
will be on the wooden, you know, the wooden
The
parquet,
bucket. Yeah.
stairs.
Yeah.
I was on that. My worst ones was the 7 and 8 times table. Tough
Oh
as
yeah,
shit.
I hate those.
9 okay,
9
11,
is
12
easy.
was like whatever lah, but 8 was the one that effed me up.
I don't understand.
So
I
you're
don't
just
know
on the stairs forever.
I was there until like after dinner until like 12 o'clock. I was there because he made me do it, and it's not in sequence on. He will never ask in sequence. He's always like,
smart.
yeah, he will like flip it around.
What a trickster.
What a trickster. Yeah.
I only
But that was our
remember-
childhood. And I think my dad and mom did, I mean, they kind of tapered out to the end, but the intensity was still the same.
Tapered out to
Overall,
the
they were
end.
still quite intense.
Yeah, that end was when I was 18. For you, it ended really early. Ming Li didn't even start.
Mainly, they didn't even see it.
Yeah, so it
The
was
intense
really
era.
Do
Yeah.
you feel like these differences kind of bonded you guys more or
I think Ming Yu and I
Like-
bonded through a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Because my
Yeah.
my dad whooped us, like kebabbed us.
That's
Like,
why he's in my set. Such a big part about my
true.
stand-up set. Is about
that
my
was
dad
the
beating us.
revenge?
Yeah, yeah,
like
it's true.
because I think when when it was still, I think it was pretty much when Ming Li was born until 3. My dad still had a lot of anger issues. Like I think a lot of unresolved anger issues, and he let it on us. It was a very, I don't know. I remember things very differently. I actually was talking about this with going through a lot of my childhood. I remember I never liked going to shopping malls because we always get whooped
Yeah.
after coming back from shopping malls.
For some
Because
reason.
we are kids and we want to run around, right? My
Oh.
dad did not like it. We would hide under the clothes, under the mannequin skirt, and then the minute we know we're gonna get
So
whooped,
you
we
just
still do
hold
it.
in.
Oh,
We
my
just
God.
die. On the way back, it's always like there's so much dread in the car.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're not allowed to laugh or make noise in the car. We cannot sing. We have to keep quiet and look outside the window.
For at least 8 years of my life, I thought that it was illegal and bad to turn on the light in the car.
Yes.
My dad said the police will stop you.
The police stop you and he cannot see.
Mom
Yeah.
and dad said that.
So we were like, oh, this light should not be on.
Mm.
So when we went to like other friends' cars, like as we were growing up in church,
They're on. Then
they on the light, then we're like, he's turning off. Then they're like, why? Then we're like, they cannot see, then we die.
Yeah.
Later, the
Then like, what are you
police
talking
come
about?
catch us.
Then like, what are you talking about?
So
Okay.
we went through, Ming Li never had to go through the bane of getting whooped after everyone Utama visit. You know what I mean?
Okay, but I have very distinct memory of mom taking me to the bathroom. And then, so if I was naughty, mom would take me to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
there'll be that vanity area that they have. It's just like nothing. She'll
make you look
sit
in the
me
mirror.
there and then she'll be like, we're not leaving until you stop crying.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh.
then you just there like,
Yeah. You had the liberty to do that. You had the liberty to do
but I
that.
hated every moment of it because she knew that everybody who was passing by would just like
Yeah,
kind of
look at
stare.
you.
Yeah.
So I was just
That's
like,
fun.
wow.
That's the
Cannot.
emotional punishment.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was
Okay.
more on that side.
I mean, our emotional punishment was dad threatening, I'll put you beside the road, you can walk home.
And then
Wait,
there were
do
so
you-
many times that he was actually stop the car
Oh.
and bring us out
I
to the side
Okay,
of the car.
that one similar also.
Okay. Oh, nice.
think
Yeah.
there's a thing lah. I think
It's
last
the
time they don't know-
Asian dad thing.
They
Oh,
don't know
God.
how to deal
Asian
with it.
parenting.
Okay.
Do
Didn't
you-
think you're outside road lah. I think cannot. Your time is probably like whoa.
Yeah, I think lesser
Mm.
as the years went by, just in general.
Right. Last time still got kalapas away and wild dogs outside.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Do you remember
Wild
there was
dogs.
one time we were coming back from somewhere and I was talking back at dad, and then he said, if you don't stop talking, I'll leave you on the side road. And actually, I have memory of this. I said, okay, do it.
Whoa.
And then he did stop the car, but he just stood outside and you could see him. And then mom was like, you've done it now.
I think I
You've
made
done it
myself
now.
faint because I don't remember.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember this one. I'm probably sleeping.
Yeah.
The both of you just looking out
But you
the
can
window.
see the evolution because if we said that,
We did. We won't be here today.
did.
It's true.
But Ming Li had the audacity to do it because
She had a lot of guts.
different lah. I
She
feel.
could talk back.
We all had very different upbringings in terms of discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of discipline. Yeah.
Then do you think you all embody the whole oldest, middle child, youngest syndromes?
Can you walk us?
What,
can you
okay, yeah.
walk us
What
through this
are the
again?
Okay.
syndromes now?
Okay, well, some of the ones that we talked about, were discipline. How, like,
100%.
let's
I think
say,
Mingan is the most disciplined of all of us. Like Mingan is the most likely to create a structure and system and stick to it. Like he is.
because I was the guinea pig of that structures.
Yeah.
All of it. Like Ming Yu had the working system of the Excel thing. I had the rudimentary ones on my latihan book. You know what I mean?
Mingan was star student.
But also,
Yeah, he
but
was.
no
Yeah.
lah. Ming Yu
You
was
were,
smarter,
you
but
were.
he just got lazy real quick.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
No, don't understand. I had to study so hard to get like third place. Ming Yu came in, got first immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he just like,
we hate those.
But that was my fear, Like after that, I
Nowhere to go.
genuinely became because, like, I don't know how to explain this in a way that is not stupid. My dad used to tell us stories about how he was a terrible student, like in Malaysia, and then he got sent to boarding school in Bath in England, and he was trashed the first year. He wasted one whole year's worth of tuition fees, right? And then his mom whooped the shit out of him. And then he wisened up. And then he started studying. And the stories that my dad has about him studying, right, like late in the night, it's like the kind of stuff that you watch in movies. And I'm like, wow,
It's
shit,
like a
this
little candle
boy
at the
went
table.
from failing everything to first class
first class
student.
honors. Yeah.
First class honors, right? And then I see Mikhan doing that as well. Like he's like PMR, SPM, straight A's, everything. And I'm like, UPSR, straight A's, fluked it lah, whatever. And then I was like, shit, I don't know if I ever will know how to work hard. That was a genuine fear because
Then
my
you're
mom
like,
always
but-
tell me. My
But
mom
thank
always
God
tell
I'm
me.
smart.
No, I never even
No, for
thought
real.
about that until later on in life. Really. Like my mom was like, you need to learn how to like I do. My mom said this to me once. She said like, I don't know if you know how to sit down and focus like your brother. And I'm like, I also don't know if I can. I genuinely don't
Mom
know
said
if I
that to me too one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Because
was like, I
that helped
cannot.
me at knife point at the table.
Oh, okay. Let's
So I had
not-
to learn, not knife lah, I mean cane point.
We-
Cane point. Yeah.
like in terms of like discipline, like self-governing, I think Mia is the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Highest
guess,
level.
well, some of the ones at the top of my head is like, okay, eldest is always the leader of the group,
Kind
of
of.
the sibling group.
By default,
Yeah, I think so.
I think by default, the Asian version of it is eldest is the expectation of the group. So there
Okay.
was a like why you need to study this way. I think it's the parents having to have an example so that you can tell the second and third one do like that.
Mm.
And then my one is, you see the neighbor is like that, you see our cousin is like that, so you have to be like that.
Mm.
Because I'm the next in line for whatever the expectation is. But it's very true. I think from a Chinese family, even though I could say that my dad and my mom is not as traditional, definitely got like, my dad's a civil engineer, my dad wanted me to be the architect. So the training all came. Like I went all the way to that. But I think we were also fortunate to a point where when push came to shove and we were all that old, my parents suddenly changed and we were like, okay, chill. No need to worry so much about the first child syndrome thing. But growing up, 100%. The third kid definitely.
So what
Happy New Year.
what are the other sort of like?
What the others feel?
I think another would be like the middle child is like feels like the black sheep of the family.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Mingyu would go around. Mingyu
really
would
would.
actively
I
go
really
around declaring that he was the black sheep of the family,
Mingyu
even at 10
denounced
years old.
everything by 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denounce what?
He denounced.
I don't know.
So everything
Anything.
from because I think I'm pretty chill about it. But our family was like, wow, I don't want to call the uncle like this. I don't want to
That kind.
even don't want to call me Koko, don't want to call Meme.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
he denounced.
Yeah.
Everything from Chinese culture
I never.
to what? I'm like, oh, okay.
At what age was it? I feel like it's earlier than that. Maybe
No,
Bit of a
he-
brat.
It was towards the end of secondary school.
Yeah.
Something
I
happened.
never called Minghan Ko anymore.
Yeah.
I
It
used to call him
Aiyo,
Yeah.
the
I
disrespect.
had to call
Oh.
the both of them. He
She
was
used to call me
Taiko.
Ko
She's
as well.
pretty
He
chill.
was Iko.
Yeah.
I stopped at 18. Just so we know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do you stop this one?
I
I
just
The late
decided I
age.
don't want to do this anymore.
Crazy. But at the same point, that is where I fall out of the normal like first child syndrome. I feel also like, if you don't want to call, then you don't call.
Yeah,
like, it's
he
your
didn't.
choice,
He didn't like enforce it on us.
I
as
don't
well.
really think you
I don't-
cared very much as well.
It's not that I can or not. It's just like, I guess at some point, if that's what you guys choose, I still do believe in family. Like I will call all our grandparents, our uncles,
They're
and
dead, you
aunties,
can't call them
honorifics.
anymore.
I mean, yeah lah.
Don't say
But no,
that.
I mean, I'll call people by their honorifics.
Oh
but
yeah,
it's like,
Ming Li
I
didn't
think-
bother learning them.
No,
Yeah.
you see,
But
you
even within
Minghan, so Minghan would know every honorific, and then I would just not remember. So till this day, I still have issues. Like
Oh.
I
Everyone's
would,
an auntie,
I
everyone's an
would
uncle.
trail behind Minghan. Minghan would go in first during Chinese New Year, like reunions, right? He would go in first. He would say, then Mingyu would go in, then you say, and then I would listen. Then
Oh, she
only I
doesn't
repeat.
remember.
If they don't say
She's in
who
deep
this
shit.
aunt or this uncle is, I'll be like, it's so great to see you.
yeah.
I just
Questionable. But I guess the whole black sheep thing is more of like, well, yes, rebellious, that's one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also it's more of like you don't feel like you belong.
yeah.
I
I
don't
think
know.
all of us didn't feel like
Yeah,
because we
yeah.
all didn't speak Chinese.
Yeah.
yeah.
We all had different phases of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
But
all-
I think Mingyu felt it the most because Minghan kept telling him that he was from the garbage. And also, this reminds me.
Not so much that one lah.
Yeah,
No
lah.
lah, not that
Actually,
many.
right, I will go
Small-
back as
small
far
grandmother
as
lah.
saying
It's
that.
my grandma. It's my
Oh
grandma.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Shout
She did
out,
a number of
mama.
me,
But like,
Mama,
respectfully,
Yeah.
RIP. Anyway, like Mingyu has a mind of his own even from like a really young age.
Yeah.
Like I
Mm.
remember mom told me this story of like
Oh.
when I was born, and like this is like
Oh,
3 months fresher. Like I'm
sounds
just in the
crazy.
car, you know.
Yeah.
Like
I know
a
this story.
friend of hers will come and to come visit the baby lah, right? Then she asked Mingyu, "Are you happy you have a younger sister?" And then he'll just like, "No, I wanna take her back to the hospital."
Yeah, I said to my mom. I said to my mom, take her back to the hospital.
I didn't do what?
I feel like this is
Yeah.
such an episode of Soul's reactions to understanding Mingyu's childhood. Oh my
I didn't say that.
I think, yeah.
It's crazy.
So I think from a young age, Ming already had this thought of like, there's no words for it, but
Yeah.
it shows in his character lah.
I think the biggest difference for the order of birth thing with our family was when I was born and it was only me, I had to fend for myself.
Mm.
So whatever injustice or unfairness I felt from my grandma, my grandpa,
Yeah,
my
like
mom,
for
my
like
dad.
3 years, Minghan.
No, it's 3 years is fine. But everything going up because you guys were still young and I had to take the more conscious part of it. I had no one to fall behind in terms of that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
my only reaction of it was I had to learn how to just deal with how sharp everyone was.
Mm.
So like no matter what they enforced, I had to be okay with it. And I think that built the resilience or it built the I would say like I don't know how to respond to frustration or anger because I just knew that, if my grandma talked to me like this, it's like that. My dad talked to me like this, it's like that. But because by that time, I've already been there. For the second and for the third, for Ming Yu and Ming Li, they have someone to refer to and express their dissatisfaction with that. Because I'm not expressing it, there's definitely more space to like say, okay, I don't want to be like that. I don't like how mama treat you like that. I'm like, but that's all I know. I accept my grandma because she's really bitter, that kind of thing. But Ming Yu is like, I don't want to accept bitterness. What the hell, Yeah. Because my grandma would, like, I literally grew up being called. I was very tan. So my grandma
I heard about this. Yes.
Yeah, straight up.
Louis school.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that, but my Cantonese side, very, very sharp tongue. A lot of my relatives, very sharp tongue, did not sit well with Ming Yu at all. My grandma was just one of the examples. But for me, I didn't like it, but I also was in a place where I knew I had to greet them. I knew I had to respect them. And if I can get past the first 5 minutes of them being bitter, they became nicer people. So maybe that was why. But Ming Yu and Ming Li had the option of like, don't deal with it, run away and run to my mom or my dad. And then I had to stand there and like, hello, auntie, anaka, like that kind of thing lah. So maybe that's the effect of the sibling order and the entire Chinese family thing. Because at home, honestly, the differences were definitely the leniency. Ming Yu got away with more things. Ming Li got away with most things. I didn't get away with much.
That was gonna be the youngest syndrome thing.
Yeah.
That they get away with the most.
It's the cascading effect lah.
Yeah, and my parents just getting tired of it.
Yeah.
So
It's
like,
true.
do what
I think
you
mom
want.
was really tired by
My
it.
I was
God.
gonna ask Mingli like, do you feel differently? But I guess not.
Okay, I
Did
would.
you-
Did I what?
Did you like our grandparents? Mama?
I mean,
I don't think that's the
love-
question.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Okay.
But hey, let's talk about
let's-
it.
So I would agree that Ming Han and Ming Yu did get the brunt of things. And looking back now, I think
shit.
maybe it was a good mercy that we didn't understand Cantonese because like
God.
as you grow older and even if you don't really understand the dialect, you can tell by the tone that they're talking about you. And so like and like I also remember like as we were growing up, started picking up like when they were talking about who and stuff. But also to the effect of our parents, I think as we also grew older, they started to take into account, oh wait, hold on, I need to take care of my children's feelings. So I think they tried their best, and they weren't given the tools as to how to do it. In regards to our grandparents, I love, again, no bias, but a bit bias. I love Yeye. That's my favorite
Hey man, by the
grandfather.
time you were
By the time
wild
it came
statement.
to me,
yeah, was like 90% deaf, man.
I mean, yeah,
It's
he
real
really was.
easy to
I'm
deal
so sorry.
with, man.
He was the easiest to deal with.
Yeah.
He did have his like anger bursts off and on. He was a bit crazy, also a little bit, but love that about him. He was. I remember also like Mama was like, okay, so we're talking about our father's parents. So loved his dad. That's the year I'm talking about. Then Mama was the matriarch of the family, pretty much. Yeah, she's like the dragon lady of the entire clan, lah, basically. And because of her own upbringing, she was very strict with anyone that came around us. But she was also very generous. So even though she would tell the both of them, "Hey, 肥仔了啊," she'll just feed them after that. So
It's that kind lah.
it's the usual lah. So I guess we just learned to grow around that. And then like as you get older, you kind of learn to process that a lot better as well.
Yeah.
I think like when I found out like the backstories of our grandparents, like on a random like afternoon, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. So like for example, our grandmother was kicked out of
Let's not evolve like too deeply
Okay,
into
okay,
like
TB, it was just into the
it's a
lore.
sibling thing. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but
Let's
come
keep
back.
it here, man.
Okay.
Don't
Maybe
deep
another
dive
time.
into the lore
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yet.
Yeah, the law is a
It's,
bit too extensive.
Crazy.
But anyway.
But here's a fun one.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
The question here is, who do you think is the favorite child? And in brackets is his fight.
Fight?
I don't think our parents had a favorite child. I think they just treated us where we were. Okay, from my perspective, Ming Li had the most privilege. But is he the favorite?
No. Okay, I would genuinely say to
I don't think there's a favorite lah.
okay.
I think if anything,
Every parent would tell their kids, no, there's no favorites.
But like real
then-
talk, if you all had to identify a favorite, who do you think it is?
Mingan,
You think so?
to some
I
extent,
think it's
yeah.
you lah.
Me?
As in Ming Li?
No, but okay, honestly, coming from first child, my perspective, I don't feel like the parents practice any favoritism because they really met us where we had demands or where we had interests or where we had like this, like any kind of desires to do stuff. Definitely not in a normal way, in their own Asian Chinese way. But wherever like Ming Li was interested in something, my parents met her there. Ming Li was interested in something, my parents met them there.
Yeah.
There was never a no lah, you all don't do, and then the other one gets everything. You know? So it was like, I don't think there was really real favoritism. It was a matter of who had the most lenient treatment. But that's my perspective lah. I don't know.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah.
Do you
What
think
do you
parents
think?
have a favorite?
I feel like the whole perception of favoritism, right, is not because there is a surplus of something. I feel like favoritism occurs, or you think about favoritism when there is a lack of, and then you compare it to somebody. And for me, like, if I talk about net value of how much parents have invested, I think I'm the highest. Like,
It's true.
they've wasted so much money on me. Like,
Okay, I wouldn't say wasted, to be honest.
I mean, they've had to spend the most on me because growing up, even like in
passions
primary and secondary school, the
Ming
amount
had a lot
of
of passions.
interests and hobbies
A bit too
I
many.
had, way more than them.
We still have some of those in the house, honestly.
And then I mean, like, don't talk about England. England itself is such a huge investment.
Yeah.
So in terms of like value or like money put down, I definitely took like the most. But I feel like favoritism, like, it's interesting because to me, right, that's one way of seeing, oh, that's then for them it could be like, oh yeah, obviously Ming Yu is the favorite because he went to England, right? But then there will be moments in my own memory that I will feel so like, wow, I didn't get this. I had to work myself for this but that only exists because I'm comparing it to one of them. And then I will feel like, oh, I'm not the favorite. So I feel like the whole favoritism thing, it's very interesting to hear like the perspectives here. That's why I don't know genuinely who the favorite is, because I feel like Ming Han was saying that my parents met us at different areas of when we needed to be a certain version of ourselves, and they allowed us to be that. And I think to me that's like the biggest gift any parent can give.
I think our parents did a great job as well, like not even having that cross our minds growing up. Because I mean, you were just rebellious.
I was quite. I think my parents didn't have a favorite. My grandmother had a favorite.
Oh, we're
here
back
we are.
in.
Ming Han was,
Ming Han was
the
the
first
favorite.
boy of the entire clan of the generation. So that's why obviously he was favorite. Ming Li was the granddaughter that was around in KL.
Yeah.
So obviously like there was and so that was, so if I had any black sheep sort of like
Experience.
mindsets that formed, was actually not from my parents, it's actually from my grandmother
Respectfully.
and the relatives.
I think that's
RIP.
quite a normal occurrence.
Okay,
I
that's
feel
good.
like
Yeah.
my
That's good
to know.
grandparents, like on both sides, also had favorites. I know
Okay.
my mom's side, I was the favorite.
Yeah, you had to keep
Yeah,
this
no,
on.
my mom's parents love Ming Yu. He's
Yes.
the beautiful boy.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
grandma
you and
called
your
him
big
beautiful
eyes.
all the time. He called beautiful. I didn't get it.
I
either,
really hated it.
But you
It's
know,
crazy.
And
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
that was
honestly.
interesting.
No,
I
I
completely forgot about that. Yeah.
yeah, because actually one very big memory I have was my mom always sat me down to talk about what money they're going to spend for Ming Yu and Ming Li in terms of studies. So I think at a very young age, I had a very good grasp of, okay, Ming Han, you can study, right? I'm like, I think I can. You're going to get scholarship? I think I can try. Okay, if you get scholarship, I can save money to help Ming Yu or Ming Li. I'm like, okay, done. I'll get scholarship. So I understood that. And I never saw that as, I need to work harder. It just like, it occurred to me, it's quite logical lah. If I can get scholarship and save money, then Ming Yu, maybe he can go and do UK or something. I'm like, okay,
But
cool.
again, UK wasn't even because
Yeah, I
I wanted
don't
to
even
study
understand
lah.
the UK
It was
choice.
because
Yeah,
I just wanted
honestly.
a new environment.
Yeah, you see?
And then you
just
didn't
like-
study and then you got the marks.
Yeah, and I didn't study, but I got a scholarship for Westminster.
Oh, yes, he did.
But
So-
I didn't go.
And then Ming Han's like,
He
this
came back.
bitch.
No. So
did-
if we're
yeah,
talking about
actually-
differences,
Did you?
among three of us,
I was okay with it.
despite the whole like studying abroad thing, right?
Oh.
Ming is actually the least adventurous. So Minghan was
I
given
was
a couple
really
of
okay.
opportunities to go overseas, but he was like, it's okay, never mind.
I actually did my sets and my what was the IELTS.
Yeah,
My
Minghan was given an opportunity to go to YWAM Australia, which he was like, I'm not interested.
no.
And then he was
yeah,
given an opportunity to do his psychology in America. But he was
So
like, "That's
in
okay, never mind."
A levels, I took all the examinations at the same time. I took my A levels, O levels, SATs, IELTS, and everything, all the accreditations at the same time by myself. So I had a lot of qualification to go. I actually have an official rejection letter from Yale, which was quite
Yes,
sad.
I
sad
remember
about.
that. Yeah.
But yeah,
We kept that
Show
letter
the
for a while.
snapshot.
I don't know where the letter is. It's somewhere, but it's a rejection letter lah. I was like that because I really had no ambition. So I was so okay with like
Anything. Yeah.
And like my mom I remember many conversations with my mom where I think your sister needs to go to Chinese school and then she needs to go to homeschool. I think your brother wants to go overseas.
I didn't.
I don't know why the image was
They
there
came
then.
back from England. They're like, you should go overseas.
So
It's okay.
I think in a way they always set it up so that I never had to feel like this is a favoritism move or this is what I mean. It really felt like they also did the background work so that I know what they're trying to do with like both of them.
Yeah.
And it's carried on until today lah. Like how they would do things. It's my mom and I will always talk about, okay, how's everyone doing? Where's the money? How's the financial situations for this
It's like
and that?
doing an audit for the family, you know?
Yeah.
But that's nice. Like, I think the communication helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad doesn't
Like
say anything. It's just my mom though. But yeah, no, my dad's there for the good times.
Yeah.
So
You share a fun fact about the sibling on your right.
Oh, fun.
Huh? Oh.
What do you think people don't know?
With Ming Li, it's easy. Everything.
fun
Ooh.
fact.
Fun fact.
Fun
Can be
fact.
anything. For Ming Li, give 3 lah. Since people don't know.
Oh, okay. Shit, that's crazy.
No, please help.
Wow.
She likes gnarly guys. Just saying.
Okay.
Well, gnarly has RAY in it, so Ray is
Oh,
gnarly.
yeah.
Oh wait, I thought you said she likes gnarly guys.
Oh, no,
Oh,
gnarly
no,
is in the
the
song.
song.
She likes
Also-
gnarly guys. Okay,
Okay,
well,
this is
my
the
bad.
age gap that you can see
Yeah,
lah.
I know,
TBH.
I know.
Okay, but I
I
can
love
give.
you, Ray. It's okay.
I'll give fun facts about myself if we can go there, or feel free to cut.
Sure.
What's your
That's how the game works. Let's give fun fact about Minghan.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hey, I want to hear your fun fact. What's a fun fact about you?
they both have had more ex-girlfriends than me, for sure.
100%.
Ah,
Oh,
you had more boyfriends than me.
Well,
Punch her in the face.
okay,
kind of
well,
logic
okay,
is
like
this?
like partners.
Okay,
Partners
yeah. Okay.
Before this,
Yes, you are not wrong.
yeah, I've never brought back anyone back home.
Fun
Yes.
Till
fact.
date.
Yes.
I think I'll drop one for Ming Li.
no.
I think among like the three of us, Ming Li is like the most trusting in people. Like she's very like
Most likely to
Big
get
girl.
absorbed
Scam.
into a cult.
100%.
100%.
100%. You just need one good person to bring her in. It's
Podcast
one-
title.
Most likely to start a cult, Ming Yu. Most
Yes.
likely to get absorbed into a cult, Ming
Okay,
Li.
yeah,
Yes,
actually that's
100%.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
And most likely to manage the cult, Ming.
I think so.
I think Ming Li is like growing up, like she didn't have as big adventure stories with her friends as Ming and I did. Like Ming and I would
Mine
have
came a lot later.
like crazy stories about stupid friends and like the stuff that we got up to.
I think it's just
Um,
being guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it could be a guy thing also. Ming Li didn't really have that kind of like crazy out of this world stories with her friends, but she did have funny people in her life.
Yeah.
But that being said, I feel like
These funny people.
I feel like she had the most potential to do different things.
Yeah.
Like even when she graduated, her first job or like the first job she's still doing now brings her around the world.
Yep.
And we were like, wow, this girl, like I think she doesn't realize that, oh damn, her gifts and talents are like on a level
Yeah.
that is not normal.
Yeah,
There was a
I
time.
agree.
She downplays her skills and talents. I think that's something that people
I think I was having a conversation with my mom, And my mom was like, why you never put Ming Li into the Ming thing? I was thinking it for a very long time. I was like,
That's the
actually, why?
question.
It never occurred to...
Because mom told you not to.
Yeah, so
That's
my mom
crazy
actually followed it up with, please protect your sister, don't put her into the public eye.
She said that because
Okay,
Mingli
but context, this was when I was still in high school.
Yeah, so
and
she was
they
very
were first
young.
Popping.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why like people ask why isn't your sister there? I can say it's my mom's mandate to keep her private.
And Ming Han being the eldest child followed it to a T.
Fun fact, Mingli got scouted by a modeling agency.
Okay, wait, but that was like when I was...
I don't know how old you are, but
She's a really tall girl.
yeah.
I was just tall. That may be a fun fact. Fun fact, Ming Han used to collect those McDonald's drink.
McDonald's drink?
What's that little cart? 4 drinks.
You mean the drink holders?
The drink holders. Ming Han used to collect.
It's a collectible.
Yeah.
Ming Han
what
used
collectible was this from
to
McDonald's?
collect McDonald's drink holders.
I did.
Yes.
By the ton and then spray paint them to try to build his own soundproofing wall when he first started YouTube. And that room smelled like egg.
Yeah.
Honestly, it smelled so bad. He and so like during the earlier parts of YouTube, he would literally come to us and like say, okay, y'all shut up. You all to shut up. Lock himself in a room. We won't see him for 3 hours. Because he's just recording one.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Which one is this answering? Is this a fun fact?
Is this a fun fact about
And
me?
trying to answer both questions at the same time.
Vivian's question was, how did you feel when...
Yeah, she wasn't even connected to that.
Oh,
She's
sorry,
still trying to
yeah.
answer the last
Oh,
question.
Sorry.
okay.
But I can ask it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
how is it like for you growing up and watching them become famous and become the main thing?
Man.
She had a lot of, someone said this to me today. Someone realized I'm your sister and they went, ah.
That still
That's
happens
basically
today.
a lot of stories.
That still happens today. It was, okay, for the most part, it was fun, obviously, because like I think like I didn't understand what was going on for the most part. But when friends came over, it was just fun. Like, oh, we're all hanging out, I guess, or more like I'm sitting in the corner while you guys are talking stuff I don't understand. Just like that was for the most part of my memory, lah. Okay, and then I think like when they started churning out like proper short form videos, then I was like, oh wow, this is fun. People get our humor now, I guess. And then just like because like sometimes, and I realized this only in college, when we talk or like when I talk, people just start laughing and I'm like, why are you laughing so hard? And they're like, you're so funny. I'm like, this is how I talk at home. I'm not trying.
Girl.
I'm
not
You can see where the
not
humility
trying.
went in the siblings. And this,
Was there
Putting
at
it there.
any point where you're like, oh, I wish I was inside?
I think when I was a lot younger then probably because like anything else you would want to be included. But like in my inclusion back then would be like, oh, I'll hold the props for you. This was like before any of you existed lah. Any like team, I was the OG team, I guess. Hold water bottle for you, sweat in the car park, and just like just follow around. So that was like being included. And then I think like when I came into college, then that was the team was already established. You guys had your officers already, and I was kind of like, okay, I've got to pursue my own stuff, but it's nice looking from the outside. Then sometimes at dinner, you guys will share like what's going on, so that would be fun. And I just never really. I would get the questions from my friends quite often. Hey, how come you're not in the Ming thing? Because you are also Ming ma. Then I'm like, no. Just like don't want lah. Just like either I would say don't want or like they don't want me lah. I'm just like,
that's true.
and it's
Can't really act,
it's
so.
okay. And it's okay.
Okay.
And to be fair, I would not have contributed at that point of time because I was just so awkward. So socially awkward. Like they said, I didn't have any adventures or like any wild stuff happening till I
Homeschool
got
kids
to
are this one,
college.
you know.
No.
Hey,
no,
okay.
no.
Okay.
I can relate.
Okay,
Sorry,
hate
my bad.
that. Wait,
My
were you?
bad.
Oh wait, no, she was
She's
homeschooled.
also
So yeah, that's
homeschooled,
true. Don't give them something to. Don't give them
That's
something
right.
to.
We're strong.
We're strong. We're strong
We
in a
might be a
different
little
way.
weird, but you know.
We've got an accent. That's about it.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
Actually, side note from the fun facts for a
Okay.
bit. How's it like growing up with two brothers?
That's a great question.
Ooh.
I use the toilet. You guys continue.
Okay, sure.
wow. You really have toilet breaks in the middle of episodes,
did-
man. It's a thing you do.
I think a lot. I think like for the first few parts of my years, I did recognize I was very tomboy because of both of them. And also Ming Yu told me on multiple occasions, I went to Chinese school. So Ming Yu told me on multiple occasions, like, we are going to make sure that you listen to our kind of music and not Chinese music like your friends are teaching you, because we don't want you to become like those lala zais and lala
Is
lui.
this
I was
as
like,
he was
okay.
punching you on the bed?
after the punching. so it was a lot of like just being surrounded by very guy stuff, watching Power Rangers with Ming Yu, listening to Ming Han's Simple Plan like CD, and watching the music videos, and then like just being aversive to skirts at one point of time in my life. Then and then I think like over time, my parents will realize, okay, Ming Li, you don't have to be like your brothers. And I think they were trying to encourage me because they had a different idea of like, oh, does she feel like she needs to be exactly like them? And I was like, oh, this is normal to me. But
that's interesting, because I think I grew up quite similar, but I don't have
But
brothers.
I think my parents had an awkward moment where they realized that, oh, how do you raise a girl?
Yeah. They did say this to me later
like, I
on
think
in
Dad
life
had a
also.
very big disjointment because like
It cannot be
he
this one.
could-
What is this?
yeah, my dad had a very like Asian dad approach to guys. Play with you, okay, bye, see you next time. And then he just drop us and then like go back to being a dad. Because my dad used to travel for months on end last time. And then he realized that, oh, when he picked up his daughter, the daughter got different emotional needs.
Yeah,
and then he's like,
it's true.
what do I do? We can't play the same way.
Yeah.
And I think it was a interesting thing to see. Like,
Good turning point for him. I'm
yeah,
sure.
like I honestly see it even more now because now I got 2 daughters and it's
Yeah.
almost like my parents having a forgiveness round.
Wow.
Second chance.
A second chance to figure it out.
And raising girls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my dad
it's
still
true.
has not changed a single diaper, so it's no difference.
Well.
But I think the
Yeah.
circumstances were like, Ming Li pretty much had to tag along with what we did. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, back to fun facts.
Okay, wow, them.
Let's hear one about Ming Yu.
Oh, fun fact about Ming Yu. Wow. Well, you all know about his random collections of everything.
Oh boy.
But a fun fact about him is Ming Yu can convince himself so well he loves something, he'll convince everyone they love it
Yeah,
too.
it's true.
So that's the danger about Ming Yu growing up, because if he buys into it, it can't just be him.
It's gotta be
Everyone must buy into
at
it.
least 3 other people around.
Be
Yeah.
it a girl that he likes, a thing that he likes, or something that he wants to do.
How does everyone
He
buy
will
into a
be-
girl that you like?
No, he will be the spokesperson, ambassador, salesman
Yeah, I
of
would.
that item. And it's as if you don't have it, you're the wrong.
Yeah.
Why are you not? Are you dumb? You know?
100%.
So that's how he psyched himself to buy everything from archery, a bow, to wushu stuff, to yo-yos, to
Kendama. That was
kendamas,
the longest one. Mechanical keyboards at a very long
coffee
point of time.
machines.
Coffee
Basically,
machines now.
you are seeing the legacy of it tapering off into like a bit more rationale. But at its peak, it was
It's the
really
most
like,
random stuff. Yeah.
what are we buying every month, you know? And
So how does it feel like being a follower, Soph?
Side.
Me more, I feel.
Yeah, I am
There's
not
a-
swayed.
Okay.
There's a tipping point.
Okay.
The minute Ming Yu tips into I would say tips into something you like, it is a downward slide. And and he's taking everyone on that ride. It's pretty much like, why isn't everyone buying Snow Peak? You know?
I think it's just me still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't really convinced anyone.
Yeah.
I'm the cult leader.
But the fun fact is that and another fun fact is that when we were growing up, I remember this very clearly because a treat last time would be go to there was this place called Coliseum. Okay. My dad.
Oh, the restaurant?
Yeah, the restaurant.
Ah.
It was a very treat place lah, and my dad at one time had a very good position, so he would take us there once to eat. And I realized from that experience that how Ming Yu orders food.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah, Ming Yu.
People
it's just
should witness
leveled up,
that.
Okay. I, as the first kid, would try to order the bottom 2 prices of the menu, which is easy. Ming Yu determines which is good by which is the most expensive
It's
item
true.
on the menu.
Yeah.
And that's usually what he orders.
Team
It's
cheap.
always
Team cheap is on this side.
it's always
Just like-
it's always a fish. It's always
A
seafood.
beef. Yeah.
It's always
beef.
a steak.
Yeah.
So that's the fun fact about growing up with Ming. And Ming, you had this sense at 8 years old. It's not
That's
it's
scary.
not like a teenager thing. It's like
Yeah.
I want
yeah.
that good
In
stuff.
primary school.
Yeah. That's
What was
the
the
fun fact.
expensive thing you wanted to
It
order?
wasn't just like it's quality lah. You want quality things in life.
Okay.
Ming would be the type where really like if my mom gave him pocket money,
Oh.
he would disappear from the house and come back with 2 plastic bags from 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
It's true.
Full on
Okay, to be honest,
junk food.
those were fun times.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
Slurpee out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was a fun time. Like Center Point just opened and we
Yeah,
were right
yeah,
in front
yeah.
of it, you know. So it's really crazy one. My mom give money, I will run upstairs, put in my piggy bank, Ming, you disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then where you go?
And then I would run upstairs to take his piggy bank.
It's
Oh, yeah.
true. It's
It's
true.
a very real story. I had a Pikachu piggy bank, and I remember I was saving to buy a Digimon. And the day came, I calculated. I lifted up. Why is it so light? And then I mean, you was in the room because we shared the room, and he looked. I'm like, I said, what the hell? Where's my money? He was like,
I took some. Then he started crying and throwing a fuss. And I was like, what's bro? You got so much, ma.
Okay.
I got no piggy bank. I got no Pikachu.
because he don't believe in saving.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Oh my god.
Maybe before we end,
Oh wow.
tomorrow is the last day on Earth, and you can only
Oh.
say one
Oh.
thing to each other. What would it
She
be?
made it sound like that was an actual
Tomorrow
thing.
the last day on earth.
Yes. You could only say one thing to each
Who
other.
prepared these
What would it
questions?
me and my mind?
Like without needing to make it like mushy and stuff, like I really feel very blessed to have you both as siblings. Like the dynamic that we have, like growing through the years.
It's like-
I think like a very good example that I want to share with people as well was like last week I had a really stressful time with my parents about our upcoming wedding dinner, and like it was just a very didn't need to be stressful sort of thing lah.
wedding things.
And then I messaged both of them inside a group chat, and I just said, "Yo, I just need to rant because this is ape shit." And then I just told them what happened, and immediately both of them went to find my parents and scold my parents. And I felt so grateful. I told them, actually, guys, it's okay lah. I just want to share with you guys. Like whatever happens after this, I don't really care. I made peace with it. But I just want to tell you guys this ape shit. And both of them really went and gave a blasting to my parents. And I told Soph, and Soph was like, "That's really nice of them." Yeah, I'm grateful.
I think we translate our parents very differently. Then maybe that's why.
You want to say Ming Li?
I think you go first.
Okay.
I'll see you on the other side, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that also.
I got nothing to say. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I think
that's
it
true.
was really the last day on earth. I'm like, well,
See ya with
See you on the other
Jesus.
See you later.
everything needs to be said until today. I feel like from time to time I do take checkpoints to say to everyone. I don't think I'm many regrets. The only thing is, if tomorrow is really last day enough, yeah, I'll say like, I hope you ask for forgiveness. I really hope to see you on the side. So, chop, better think about it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, that's all I worry about, to be fair.
Let me know if you want to do dinner.
Oh my gosh.
It's probably what would be like.
Like what time is it ending?
See you up there at 6. Just
Oh
like-
my
Oh
gosh.
man. I think for me it would just be more of like it's been like I'm also
How old are you this year?
Mingli.
29.
29 in 2 weeks.
Shit.
No. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
In 2 weeks.
Damn.
It's been a good 29 years, I guess.
That's just in general.
I
Are you telling us what?
I just I mean it's definitely on the side of gratitude. I think I would just like, yeah, thanks for a very interesting, not just childhood, but like just like slice of life that I don't think a lot of people get to have. Just
Yeah.
like with the way we live and do our lives, I think it's I do recognize we have like a privilege of like just being the way that we are and living the life that we have.
100%.
And I'm very grateful that we are all quite grounded enough to like share
Yeah.
our thoughts.
Mm.
So thanks for a fun wild ride.
Aw.
See
See
ya
you
with
on the other side.
Jesus.
Love, love.
See ya
Okay.
with
It's
Jesus.
cute.
I mean, if anything, I think the great reminder is that I've seen other siblings. I've seen other families.
That's not name drop.
And I think the more I get to know other siblings and families.
Don't name drop. Just don't name drop.
Okay.
I mean, I have name dropped some of
No,
this in the group. So I feel like no matter what, we've all got our own circumstances.
Mm.
And I feel that it's not about what we could have done last time. I think it's about what we do for whatever the life ahead of us is.
Yeah.
But if it's ending tomorrow, then so be it lah.
Huh.
I mean, that was the context. What?
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So
well,
next time we invite your siblings to the pod.
Oh my god.
let's do it.
I can ask the question.
Absolutely no reason. Just 3 of them here.
And that's it for today. If you have any burning questions for the SibMings, please drop it in the comments. Otherwise, ciao.
Bye.
Oi, sit down lah.